Friends, fiends! I've got so much story in my heart that I can barely keep it contained. Or maybe that's the booze. Either way, we're continuing our story right where we left off, with the party trying to get a handle on Yusuf's new nickname. Nini, Nemer, whatever. This is all in preparation for the big date night for Taslim, which, if you've been following me so far, is inevitably headed towards some version of chaos. Let's hop right in, shall we, and hear more about these demon days.
Isn't it Nary Nuts?
Nary Nutmas.
Nary Minin. Nary Minin. I got it. Deception of a 20. I finally
Jesus Christ.
Got it in my head.
Nary Minin. Nary the librarian to avoid suspicion, capiche?
Wait, Nary you're a librarian?
No, that's the family name for him, okay? Just come. Oh. You don't have to worry about that.
Nary Minin.
See you soon, F.
F.
And then I will... I'm going to wear my reading glasses the whole time. Maybe I will slick my hair back. Yeah, I'll slick it back into like a very loose pony. Like a very loose... Jesus. Trying to look very bookish.
Christ.
All right.
And I'll wear my reading glasses.
Nice.
Nary Minin.
See you soon. Winky face. Emoji.
Perfect.
Nary Minin.
All right, so last bit of business before we leave. So, we never answered. If things go just ass over tea kettle, what do we do? 1, do we get out? 2, where do we go? Do we go to house? Do we go to here? I mean, I feel like here, so as to not... And then regroup here, and then if we have to go back to house, we go to house.
That seems...
Or do we go to the carnival?
Feel like...
Here. We'll make I'll make the decision for here.
Okay.
Wait, where are we when we're saying this?
No, we're in
At the shop?
We're at the
Oh my
inn.
god, we've been at the inn for a minute.
Yeah, the inn.
Yeah.
I just wave my hand in front of you.
Nary Minin.
Nary
Have
Minin.
you...
I've been concentrating on the name. It's very hard to not remember or forget. Nary Minin. I remember it now.
Okay.
I may have hit my head.
One too many times, clearly.
Several times.
How are you?
Blue.
How are you? So, couple things. Let's run down all of the things that could go wrong very quickly, but not limited to some, but not all.
Nax could betray me.
Nax betrays you to either some or all of your enemies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then we get on our shit kicker boots and we fucking ride the cavalry in there, yeah?
Esvel could...
Esvel tries to fuck you. Well, I'll fuck you and tries to fuck you.
All of the above.
Yes.
And Nax too, but not in the fun way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Blackguard.
Blackguard shows up. Yep. That's a bad thing for Yusuf.
Angry Bonham's brother's dead. We managed
yeah.
to just do that. We added 1 to the list.
Uh-huh.
Fie loses her shit. Don't forget that one.
Okay. Yeah. We could
Incidentally,
yes.
Talking about Fie,
yes,
because we now have knowledge that they were trying to keep her busy.
Troy.
Do we want to divulge that at all? If the opportunity arises. Because I can imagine she would not be too kind on or too happy finding out that she's been...
I'm going to ask her how things are with her and Parzival. Let me start there. Because this shit's layered, like, very deep, Yusuf.
I'm going to let you handle it. I just wanted to bring
that's definitely
the subject up.
And hopefully it's not keep her busy tonight here while some other shit goes down. They drag little thing up on and make a thing out of it. What do we do? Rescue?
That's loaded. I don't know.
Okay. We follow you.
Yeah. Something happens with, the hells splitting the universe because that's been happening. that could happen up there. We don't know.
Sure. Then we attempt to close the fissure. Mm-hmm. Right. That's because that's what we do, or do we run away?
I feel like we'd need to close it. Dad could show up.
Sure. Your dad, my dad.
All the dads,
I feel like my dad's spoken for at the moment, but
probably.
Just since we're listing problems right now, can we also list assets? The only thing I'm bringing with me is this small satchel with the healing salves that I have, and he snaps his finger and the sword appears. He's
Right.
like, and this, obviously, and
yeah,
puts it away.
I've got
my armor is
Jesus.
back in Hoos, so
yeah. I've got Death Parlay in my boot. I'm gonna try to wear the harness unless someone takes it from me, just because it's decorative enough that I'll try to make the case that it's part of the outfit.
I am petting Shenzo, and I'm like,
Wow,
Shenzo?
you were just that was full like ball cupping motion. You were
Like
just like,
under
I
the
am
chin.
just.
Oh, I felt
Under
it.
the
I was just
chin.
like wank wank wank.
no, it's under the chin.
Chin.
Petting Shenzo.
The double chin.
Double chin,
And
triple chin, all of the chin.
I'll have, and I show my hand. Obviously, I'll have my sword.
Right.
And then I motion to my belts that I'm still wearing, bag of holding and my magic book. And bag of holding has Sword of Cass. So still, I'm set. I
I'm gonna
got
give
everything
you-
I need.
I'm gonna give you one of the dragon tooth daggers to put in the bag of holding,
Okay.
just in case I end up strip searched. But I think if we're the king's mistress, I don't think anyone's gonna fuck with us.
Put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. Well, walk until we get to Isa. Are you gonna? So hold on. So you're gonna Guinevere through the streets on the elk, and I'm gonna walk in front of you. Is that what we're gonna do? And you can make your own way. Are you worried about Taz? Are you worried about getting sidelined for like on the way there? Someone naps you up, because otherwise we'll make a big ass entrance.
I think if we decide to separate, not completely, but
Sure.
enough, like, street over kind of thing,
Right.
it'll be fine.
Okay. If we've got a second, we can stop by like a flower shop on the way. And I'm gonna get Eldath. If I got like white petals, could we do that?
Oh, I mean, there's flower carts all over.
Yeah.
This,
Oh, yeah.
this
So I'm gonna
section
buy a
of the
bunch of
city.
it because I figure it's towards the end of the day. I'm just gonna get like a basket of loose petals, and then as you, I'm gonna lay them out in front of you as you.
Perfect.
Come on, Pope Bear, let's do this.
This is a terrible idea.
Look, I wouldn't have even thought of it, but you brought the elk, so now we're doing it.
Yeah. Pope Pooh the bother.
The poo bother.
I just wanted to sell it,
All right, well now we're selling it, and I look at the my
Right, but
bag
he's
of
also
flower
like
petals.
he's pie. He's not trying to be flashy. He's trying to be.
No, this is listen. You're bringing the holiness of nature into this den of concrete, trying to provide the light of the alt mother. What would the fucking light of the big tree lady to the heathen people? Come on, trust me, it works. It works.
Does
Yeah, sure. Why not?
okay.
All right.
Then
I mean, the fact that I'm doing it someone might think you guys are betrothed, but who knows? Okay, let's go.
All right.
Keep it in your pants, only for Eldath.
Nary Menon, let's go.
Yep.
Nary Menon.
Nary Menon.
All right. You
I
guys-
give, as
gonna be our
before we
battle cry.
part, I give Petter, before we part,
Give pederast.
Petter, before we part, I give Fetter just like a quick, peck and be like, good luck.
Oh, I'm gonna scoop her in for a big one.
Oh.
I'm gonna like have you tried for that little like high school shit and like peck me and go?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab you by the wrist and then like pull you in and like a little dip and like fully give you the business for a minute.
Get a good cup on the
Oh, yeah.
ass, too.
Yeah.
Like, just,
Yeah, just like right by the back of the neck. Yeah, and just be like, stay safe, okay?
Yep.
Yep.
You two are adorable.
Nary Minin.
Nary minute.
Nary Minin.
Nary Minin!
Minin.
I will tell you, if the proverbial shit does go down, that will be my battle cry.
Nary Minin. Sure, why not?
At least you have chicken.
Leroy Jenkins. Only
Nary Minin.
Nary minute.
Fuck, this would be a shirt.
Did he just run in? Oh my god. Go, go, go.
Here we go.
All right, there you go. You make your way to the lift. That'll lead you to the Neil. As you get closer, the butterflies get flightier. And eventually you reach the lift itself, and there, hanging out, is Nax. Standing there waiting for you. And
I might pause before coming out of a particularly dark alleyway and, you know,
Or just let the light hit your chest. Right?
vomit. Just really quick, and then
Jesus
take a
Christ.
swig of like alcohol to wash out the mouth, and then compose myself and just strut out, let the moonlight,
Yeah.
you know, hit.
And yeah, you come out into the open and you see Nax, and he sees you, and he does an intake of air. He is disarmed. And what you see is an ornamental leather armor in colors of black, gold, silver, designed to defy pattern and quick assessment. A little bit of a chaotic trim to it. Boasts a deep purple shoulder cape with a black interior, and the swashbuckler's hat now boasts a white feather instead of red. And he's got a rapier at his side that looks ceremonial. And the scabbard is very ornamental, very gaudy. The visual is exciting, but hard to pin down. Mm-hmm. But he is taken in by your outfit. And he does a bow in a somewhat half bow to, in kind of a mocking way of how the nobles do it. Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hello. I'll take his hand and I'll kind of like sweep it out so I can really get like a look at him and be like, quite dashing.
Indeed. Not too bad yourself. And he spins you around to get a full look.
So, wearing a dress that had very, like, for those of you that know The Witcher 3 and Triss and her whole, like, get up when they go to the ball, there's, like, an extra DLC expansion where she puts on this real fancy dress.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Aware.
So it's very similar to that. It's got like the deep open front and kind of close knit to the edge of the shoulders. Mary Minin! Oh my god.
Oh, you just wait. No, it's coming.
But where there's, with her gown where there's green, there's actually, for me, it's a black, white, purple, and like a deep teal. You know my colors.
Yeah.
Diamond checkered pattern.
Oh, nice.
And the trim of it is black feathers that are very like raven-like feathers.
Oh, nice. Yep.
And then the back is also a deep open V, and the shoulders, like the sleeves, are those really long, like bell sleeves.
Yes.
So it's open on the inside, but kind of like blocks the arm on the outside. And then she has like a sheer kind of sparkly black fabric on her arms.
Okay.
And then the dress kind of opens up in the front, and there's just like a split panel skirt there, of the same kind of like, the split panel skirt is actually just black. And she has her boots, but her socks, like her teal and purple socks, are actually pulled all the way up, so they're kind of like thigh highs.
Oh, nice.
And she has like her belt with her pouch and everything like that, and it's got the back of the dress is a really long, wide, round train, so it's got a long back, and yeah, there we go. And her hair is up in kind of like a low half bun, but she's got braids and some of it is loose in the front. And of course her horns are decorated.
Yeah.
She's wearing her normal necklace, but she's also got like a almost wreath of bird feathers too on her. And there's the scar from Cass that's there. It's noticeable. And she's also wearing Nax's ring. Blech.
Yeah.
So as those two oogle each other, back just right behind them, 40 yards going through the square, is this. Avert your eyes for the coming of Yusuf, holy knight of Eldath. And I'm throwing the petals out, and Yusuf is on the elk behind me as we're walking towards the theater. Stare not upon his holiness.
Too much.
Nax just sees my face
Too much.
just fall, and like my eyes go just eye roll and been like,
Bask in the pure glory,
we need to move.
the untainted glory
We really want to get out of the way.
of Eldath. And we just head towards the theater, and I'll look for
Nary,
Fie.
you're overdoing it
Yeah.
a
So
bit.
you all are on the lift, the big lift
Okay.
as it goes upward. You finally get on there, and
Yeah.
the
Gallahan is like looking over his shoulder at me like, what the fuck is going on?
two magical lift operators, they try their best to remain stoic, but they continually glance at all of you and try to just take things in and actually get a bead on any of you. But they have to focus on the magic, so this would there would be a roll.
It's a slight stuttering of the lift, like
Yeah, it would require a concentration check.
I still feel like there's a mechanical solution for this.
maybe some weights and a system of pulleys and
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
I mean, we have mostly like a meat-based technology in disc, but it's more reliable than...
As it like stutters and maybe there's like a stumble, and I kind of like end up stumbling into Nax and hold on a little bit and just, oh, sorry.
No trouble at all. And he smiles, and the lift, too quickly, but not quickly enough, reaches the top. Right. And you make your way.
As soon as we hit the top, avert your eyes for the coming of the holy knight of Eldath.
It's too much.
Eventually, you get far enough into the Neil where a page of some kind comes up and follow me. I will lead you to the Opalescent Menagerie this way. You're starting to go towards the
Wonderful.
castle, and he starts to guide you.
And
towards
I don't, like, it's killing me a little, but I don't even look back at Taz.
Okay.
I don't even look. I'm nary now.
Yeah, Nax. If ever there was a time to have like someone out of their element and just to kind of catch a brief glimpse of trying to do the calculations for how to be, you finally catch it. A little bit of a little window into some of a bit of Nax where the first couple steps off the lift and following the page are a little bit unsure, but then he recovers pretty quickly, and you start to notice that he starts to mimic other nobles nearby walking towards the same direction, and within about maybe 15 steps, has it down.
I mean, he's a prince. He should remember how to do some of this.
Tempt not his piety with your voluptuous visages.
So I see that, and it actually kind of makes me feel a lot better. This dude that I've always looked up to is like, there's the crack in the mask. And much like how he is trying to mimic other people, that actually makes me kind of be like, good. And my confidence comes back in, and I definitely get into my stride of being like, nope, this is me, and fuck all of you.
Yeah.
So.
And there is a distinction between a princeling of Lolth and
the
and a house
Underdark.
versus, I mean, it's a prince of shit is what it is down there, like he's gonna get a lot of trouble. He's not royalty so much as just the one boy we like.
Yeah, because he's a boy.
Yeah. So it's a bit different than like the nobility where this is all fancy. This is a little outside of his wheelhouse. But
He knows how to pretend real good.
Yeah. So you notice a little sense of mimicry there that is useful. You eventually get to a little ways before it. You do see a small retinue of women around a tall Aranese. Fie. You see Fie. She's waiting, looking around eagerly.
What's the fit like? What's the fashion like? These Fie fashions.
You see her in a long, slim red sequin gown with a lavish green Z across her chest. Gold sequin flames writhe up from her wrists, gathering at her upper chest and terminating past her shoulders. So this weird, like, Christmassy flame thing.
Yeah.
And she notices you guys pretty quick. Like, and then her eyes just look towards you.
And I'm just like, just pedals, just double pedals.
She then sees you, Feder. It's like,
I lean down to the page. And I say, "You, boy, have you ever held the reins of a holy beast of Eldeath?"
No, sir, I have not.
All
no.
right, well, you're about ready to. So.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I just have my arm in. I have my arm in Nax's, and he just hears me going, "Oh God damn it!"
Pretty much like pulling a Lamborghini up to the valet. I'm like, if you're going to stable this regal beast, and if there's a hair off place, you will hear about it. And I'm going to pull up.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to take hold of the reins. I'm going to hand them off to the page. I'm going to get down on hands and knees for you to, and then throw pedals over my back, so that you can dismount onto me. I was like, and I whispered down to you before I do. I was like, don't let this go to your head.
I quite literally see him do that, and I stop, and I kind of turn so my opposite shoulder is with on against Nax, and I just like head into the shoulder because I cannot stop laughing, and I'm just like,
And I'm just like holding myself up, but just gently tossing flowers over my head as you dismount.
The look, Feder, you maybe never have seen your aunt in a state of confusion.
Oh, yeah.
That you've seen tonight. This is a picture worth 1,000 words of just...
Because guess what? I'm fucking with her as much as I'm fucking with him. Like, this is a pleasure and a joy.
Yeah, her mouth, like, would need to be rolled back up.
Yeah, okay,
just like,
Queen of Chaos. Fuck you. Please, sir, dismount. But I sent her the message.
She's not saying it out loud. She's more like, okay.
My perception and insight yield nothing. I'm just like,
I actually take a second to like pluck one of the flowers from one of the bushes by us, and I will lean down to Shenzo and I'll be like, "Here, go take this to Yusuf." And
please, your eminence, dismount.
And as Yusuf like gets off, Shenzo pads up with a flower in his mouth and just kind of like presents it to Yusuf.
See how the beasts of the field respect the holy night of Eldeath.
Oh my God!
And show his noble and pristine blessing.
I bend down and take the flower, and Shenzo's here is like, buddy, you gotta help me. I am so lost right now.
And Shenzo just like leans into a bow.
Oh God! What type of flower is it?
And like scoots back.
A moon petal.
No. Oh God.
Like a white orchid, like something.
Yeah,
just, like, really...
I was gonna say it's like a white lily or a white orchid. Yeah. And he leans into a bow and just like slowly shuffles backwards out of the way.
Yeah, shimmies.
Yeah, and then eventually pads back over to me.
Won't turn around. I love it.
And then, and Fie does arrive, and she then shoos her ladies in waiting. Get out of here. Hello, good sir. It's quite an entrance. This is exciting.
My lady, I thank you for the invitation.
Oh, I've been wanting to go to one of these for a while. It's no biggie.
Well, the pleasure is mine.
And she reaches out her hand.
My arm. Yeah, I take.
She reaches out her wrist. Like,
oh
yes.
God.
I can't.
She's like expectantly, like, indeed.
He takes it and shakes it.
Oh, okay.
Looking very confused and
just goosh.
Yeah.
Done.
She kind of has a bit of a wry smile. Like, okay. She sizes you up. Interesting.
As you two are pairing off, you'll notice that I have moved around from Yusuf. and I'm standing on Fie's right hand. Like I have taken a subservient position behind Fie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have delivered
one step behind, one step to the right.
Yes, I have delivered you to her, and
Yep.
now I'm taking my place back where I belong with the family.
Well, here, that's she does take your arm in hers after awkwardly undoing the gesture. Like, okay, well then let's go forward and have a ball.
My lady. And, yeah.
Oh,
He,
Fie, just Fie is fine.
it's so informal.
Well, we're close, you and I.
Mistress, please
Oh.
do not deign to. There are vows.
She smirks. Hush, little man.
I apologize, mistress. I've spoken out of turn.
I just lean into Nax and I'm like, this is the performance of a lifetime.
She turns slightly over her shoulder. Don't make me discipline you.
Oh.
Sorry, it is. Yeah, we must keep a professional air.
It's fine, Your Eminence. I've earned my lashes.
I see.
She
Things
yeah,
were
it takes a moment to try to
differently here in
contain the humor that she is now. Well, then let us move forward. We don't want to be late to be seen. There's always the whole seeing everyone and being seen thing. Let's go. She kind of starts to guide you forward a little bit, kind of taking the lead a little bit. And Feder, you recognize her impatience.
Yep.
She's reining it in better than she has before, but she is walking a little faster than Yusuf, leading a little bit.
He stutter steps and tries to catch up.
Yeah. I would say deck save on this, just because she is doing this thing where she kind of speeds up a little bit, slows down a little bit, and she can't help but do this.
Dex save, it's a 7.
7? You're gonna be stumbling a bit the whole way. And
Ooh, power play.
Trip
Yeah.
on the robe.
I was gonna say, like, you get tripped up in
And
little
Feder-
hooves, little clip clops in the robe.
and Feder, the joy of just seeing someone else be subjected to this, just
God, I love
Bullshit.
it. And she used to dress me up in weird dresses, parade me around in front of her friends. Like, this is fucking rich. I'm
Yeah.
loving this.
So then down this path, this parade of nobility starts to get bigger, thicker. There's more people. Now you're starting to get a little bit lost in the crowd of nobility as they're flocking to this place. And, Nax and Taz in front. You've got yourself and Fie. You're getting a bit lost in the shuffle, which is probably good for you, but you eventually reach the Opalescent Menagerie itself, which is a grand domed structure that rests on top of a large, magical, man-made pond. Its outer facade features reflective strips of metal that make the building shimmer and sparkle as you move about it. The pond itself glows a faint blue, and all around you see droplets of light gather in the water, float up into the air, and evaporate in kind of a reverse raindrop.
Was this like the Palace of the Arts in San Francisco?
Something like that. This effect gives the outside of the theater an almost ethereal feel. And as you get up to it, you see this pond. You see a series of rich purple rugs large enough to hold half a dozen individuals float people across this ethereal pond and towards the entrance of the actual theater itself, deep in the middle of this area, this pond. And stepping onto one of these things is no different than stepping onto solid ground, unexpected. And during your ride across, you see animated glass birds just gliding by, as well as humans dressed in lavish merfolk costumes swimming and coming to the surface and waving. This just ostentatious display of gaudy sea-ness. And then they dive back in the water. This path to the menagerie itself takes a while, and you feel a bit paraded on display as you, like Nax and Taslin, you are on one flying carpet towards the center. Yusuf and Fie and Feder, you're on another one going, and they kind of sequester you off into one person per, and it's like this rotating situation of these magical floating rugs across a pond. And eventually you get to the entrance of the theater, which is flanked on each side by statues of celestials whose angelic wings join together to give the effect of an archway. Inside is a large and lavish lobby where everyone has congregated to meet greet and drink until allowed entry to the show. The show's not happening yet, so be patient. The serving staff only wear blue paint and glitter and move about with grace that is almost entrancing and dance-like. A member of the staff greets you all from inside, taking your arm, the women's arms gently and placing a corsage on the wrist, as well as to you both, Yusuf and Feder, placing a pin, like a flower pin.
Boutonniere.
Yeah. And you...
I for detail on the stuff that they're giving us. Anything weird about them? 16 becomes a 27.
27?
Yeah.
Something smells a little weird about the flower. Hard to place, but comparative to everything, like the pond, the freshwater, salty seawater feel to everything.
Right.
This has a bit of a pungency to it,
Sure.
which is a bit odd.
I may find a discreet moment once we're well past them to ditch mine.
Okay.
Yeah, as they try and put it on my wrist, and then like pin one on Nax, I just stop them and I say, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but and I sniff and kind of like rub my finger on my nose. I'm horribly allergic."
Yes, sorry about that. So we will save these for someone else.
Thank you.
I bow uncomfortably. Let you pass.
And as I walk past, I just kind of do a little choo, choo.
Do you receive yours? Fie does receive hers. She's like, oh,
I mean, I
this is-
receive
this
it.
is-
I
yeah.
receive it, but then as we walk past, because I'm behind them, I just
Yeah.
ditch mine.
Fie loves the attention, and the way she holds her wrist out to the person, similar to how she held it out to you. They take it, put the thing on there, and she's like, oh, this is nice. And like, fancy, this is good. Puts her arm back around you again.
Yeah, he'll take his. He'll receive his.
Okay. Then you make your way inside this lavish lobby. And there is a bit of time here where before you get moved into the next area where you just mingle. You drink. You're served, and you have a moment to yourselves, and you've kind of all congregated in this little bubble. These groups of nobility are together.
As the pass around champagne comes up to Yusuf, I scold them a little bit. I'm just like, and I was like, serve the mistress, obviously, but tempt not the holy night of Eldath with your vulgar drink.
Now, Neri. I'm interested in tasting this.
But sir,
It's only a taste.
to taste of forbidden fruit.
It's more fermented fruit, is it not?
Correct.
And
My apologies, sir.
He'll take a drink and then spit it back in the cup. He's like,
my
this tastes lovely.
Fie just kind of stiffens a little bit. Yeah, you do drink it. You do drink it. She... and swallow.
Oh, I thought this was a tasting. I'm so sorry. I didn't see a basin, so I figured we just put it back in the glass. I'm terribly embarrassed.
See,
Better in again, I always say.
milady, that the Holy Knights of Eldath believe that things should be tasted but not indulged in. You'll have to forgive him.
Oh, yes, fair. I guess that's...
You are too good, because if that were me, I would have done a whole like tasting and then like spitting it on her or something, and then spun a
No,
whole
right back
tale
in the
about like how that's part of the culture and it's really a blessing.
Yeah.
You are real nice.
Yes, I am not a dick.
And you, Taslin, look so lovely. I love your dress.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing, and so I love the feathers. The feathers are really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Your dress is very catching.
Indeed, that was the point. I want to be remembered.
You certainly do stand out.
Indeed.
Speaking of which, is anybody watching us? Eye for detail.
Eye for detail. Some people are coming into this lobby area that you'll be able to catch here in a moment.
25.
25. It's going to carry you for a little bit. The first couple after you to come in, because the way the carpets move and people are siphoned in, it's not just all like a throng. At a certain point, there's egos that have to be stroked here. So Taslin and Nax came in, were welcomed, given a welcome and entry and drink, and then moved along. And then once the area was clear, other people came. And so after you guys all came through and cleared, 2 other people step up. And you see a rather tall, pale and gaunt man with a face that's been scarred and gnarled. Left eye is milky white. And dressed in an elegant black robe, like elegant black robes with gold trim bearing Dominion colors. And in his arm, you see a very tall, pale-skinned woman, accentuated with soft freckling and big red hair that sways and shifts like hearth fire, and wearing a white gown and gold bracelets and gold things. And this isn't who you're thinking of.
Okay.
Because as you look at her, you're like, no, she's taller. She is more beautiful, more potent in presence. But behind her and to the right, you see in a kind of a greenish leathers and cloak.
Oh, she stole your...
And red hair peeking out from it. You see behind her and to the right, Espel.
Wait. Say that one more time. She's dressed in what?
Just kind of darker greenish leathers that are more and cloaked.
Okay.
And with some of her red hair is peeking out from the cloak itself, but she is behind them to the right in more of a sort of protectorly stance as she follows behind them, and her eyes are downcast. She looks, I don't know if, do a perception check. Feder, you might not have to, but do it anyways. For you, it'd be pretty low. Feder, Taslin might be high.
28.
She's behind 28. Don't even ask.
If it's perception,
Yeah, I'm looking for a pretty high number here.
probably not. 14.
Yeah, no. Feder, you do get it. She looks a bit disheartened. She's conflicted. There's a conflicted look on her face as she's behind them, guarding them, kind of in a similar position to how you are with Fie and Yusuf. But they come in, they're greeted.
Can I do an insight check on her to see if like her demeanor in particular is a certain way because she wanted to be there, because she had made a mention that she was going to be there, and she would be there in a certain capacity. So I want to do an insight check on her to see if like she's there in the capacity that she mentioned or if she was replaced somehow. That one is a 25.
Okay. This seems like a sort of the plan has changed sort of thing.
Okay.
And given her stance where she is, and she never quite gets close to Bonham's side, which, I mean, I'm assuming you would recognize the visual from your vision.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you see him. He's there, but he's above it. So he's not paying attention. Well, he's not really giving anyone a look at the time of day. Or occasionally the woman next to him, who you hear someone whisper next to right, oh, that's Aphrodite, their fair mother from the beauteous view. Oh my God. And she looks up and will say something or whisper something into his ear, and he smirks, and they move along and mingle and go further in. Behind them, you see just a random couple, nobility, older, nice. They come through, no event, nothing stands out. The next one's after them. It's hard to explain, but I'll just describe them as they come in. You've got the first one, this tiefling, male, tall, bit of an emaciated face, blood red skin, dressed in a black suit, tie, and vest getup.
Just a medium and like timber.
Wearing this golden, this chain, this necklace that at the base of it has a insignia featuring an open hand with a sigil of Cania within. Ooh. And this person has mantis claw-like horns that poke out of long, flowing locks of jet black hair. And in his arm, you see a somewhat short tiefling female, reddish pink skin, dressed in, Yusuf, you recognize, Fetter's holy black ornamentation, also bearing a similar sigil. And she's got horns that rise up from the back of her long pink hair, the horns lightening out. They come in, they're gifted their drink, their corsages. They decline the flowers and come in and start to mingle, but their eyes are scanning about and looking, and they move a different way than you. They pivot opposite you, so they don't necessarily notice you, but this stands out to you, Fetter.
I want to try a little party craft here. It's where
You said red skin, black hair, mantis-like horns on the guy, tall, thin.
Oh my god.
It's fine. Calm down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to, as I clock them, I want to put Fie's back between them and Yusuf.
Okay.
Like I want to keep slowly turning Fie and I to try to cover or obscure Yusuf as much as I can.
Sure.
As we're talking.
Okay, so let's do it this way then, with a couple of rolls, maybe 3 in total, through the ebb and flow of this, of general conversation. It'll be a straight charisma check at certain points. So let's start with the first one for now. Use your proficiency modifier in this. You're going to be playing a big social game.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with this, but just go ahead and give me a roll with the charisma check.
Just a charisma check with my proficiency mod.
Yeah, and the charisma mod. Yeah.
Can I passively notice kind of what he's doing?
What is your passive?
Well, if it's perception, my passive is 13. If it's insight, my passive is 17. I don't know which one.
I'm gonna go with the insight. With your insight, if you employ that, you should be fine.
So yeah, after like your first move to do this,
Right.
I'll do a thing too.
Okay, so that's a 19 for the first roll.
Okay.
Just to try to just very naturally adjust maybe it's greet someone to come into the group so that we all kind of, and I was like, oh mistress, and here's so and so that is blah 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 blah.
Indeed, and this first roll does well, and the DC will start to increase with the next two, like each one successively. So keep that in mind. And so anything you can do to help with this, we got a little bit of time for the next roll. This is now part of a social game. You see him shifting you along. You guys can go with it, and however you help. Just kind of play this out a little bit. Right now, it's just a mingle time.
So as I notice that happen, and especially clocking the people that are coming in, I just turn to Nax and I'm like, so let's take a turnabout. And I actually just start walking with him, and I will cross over in the line of sight. So like I'm in the way of Yusuf and them.
Okay.
After he turns them. And I'm slowly like making my way around with Nax kind of taking in the sights, pretending like we're, just having a casual stroll.
Can you imagine it? All these people, he says as he leans down a little bit to you. All these people. This. You ever think you'd be here?
No, I didn't. So would you like to tell me why I am here and what you're planning?
To betray you, of course. And he gives you a look as if like, do you think that's what I would really do?
There's a moment where Fetter's very just like my head just turns, even though you guys are are 50 yards away, and use my lip reading skills, and I will just there's a moment where I'm and then I just
and I make a big show about laughing.
All right, okay.
Like he just said the funniest, cutest thing. Just
oh man, my observant is working overtime.
And that causes a bit of a distraction. Every eyes start to be focused towards you. Did you step away from them at least?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm like, hand on the chest. He just said the most delightful thing.
He smirks and leans down. I genuinely want you here and value your company. There's that. But I need someone in my corner. And he also laughs like, what a strange place this is. A little bit soggy, don't you think?
I mean, there's lots of water around. Humid, I believe, is the word you might be looking for.
Yes. Here's hoping our seats aren't too soggy and moist when we get there, eh?
Oh, are you moist? That'll make two of us. Yeah.
And he guides you along for this kind of guides you around and weaves in and out and just every now and then like
No, really, next. What, regardless of what,
yeah,
what are you here for?
the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, and as people continue coming in.
As the din starts to rise again, you guys have moved it kind of out of the scenario of this social game, so Feder, you'll still have to do extra things, and Yusuf as well, if you cue him in on it. But for us, for Nax and Tazlin, he's like, I have no patience for will they or won't they. I'm here to spring the trap, if there is one. And I'm here to make people make a decision.
To draw them out.
Yes. And it may be a bad choice. It may be unwise, but I think it's better to peel the Band-Aid off, as it were. The bandage. And just have it out in the open. And what a better place than this highfalutin shithole. And he grabs a wine. Thank you, my good sir. Bounce back the champagne.
I kind of lean in close, kind of tilt in towards his ear and make like a show, like I'm cuddling up kind of thing, talking about the wonderful, pointing out to things, but I actually, I whisper to him, you might have made things worse by bringing me.
I guess we'll see, won't we?
It'll be great fun, won't it?
Yes. It'll be memorable. Maybe they'll think twice before having one of these god-awful shows.
Mm-hmm. Well, perhaps whatever the next areas are will be better.
Maybe. Which brings us back to you guys, Feder, Yusuf, and Fie, and she is very energized by this crowd. Like, look at them over there. That is... She leans into you. So, I know you're not very familiar with these things, but she is a very conniving person. And that outfit says a lot about her and what she hopes to accomplish.
Oh?
Yeah, the guy she's with, he runs a lot of stuff. At least that's what he told that person over there. I mean, you gotta watch. This is a great place for people watching. This is amazing. Energy, the vibe here. Do you not feel it? She leans in and kind of pulls you close. The energy just vibrates off of everybody. Everyone's got their own plans and things like that. It's just, it is.
The sturdy oak of Eldath has risen.
More like she wants to stroke the sturdy oak of Eldath.
All right.
May I worship at your altar? And she's very excited about this, and she starts to pull you along, pulling you away. Mm-hmm. And that helps a little bit. So how do you approach this? Like, because you're still gonna beat on these two tiefling as they're wandering around, and they're getting a bit close, which brings us to our second roll and kind of what you're gonna try to do.
So I feel like in the process of us taking a turn about the area, I'm also kind of managing the pacing and stuff like that. So eventually I'd come back around. Could that give him advantage? To where we're doing like a little hop, skip, dance.
Sure.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping to do here is to kind of wait for another like drink pass or something, and like let Fie lead Yusuf kind of in a direction, and then I want to kind of see a waiter coming in and then clock them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then just get into like the lady demands this certain kind of drink
Oh, okay.
kind of thing, like Like, do you understand? You've been serving this house swill to one of the daughters of the Savan house. Like, you go and I listen to me. And then, like, it's berating and making a little bit of a scene. And he's like,
no,
I know
God.
there are higher shelves than this, whatever this swill is.
I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yes, we will. And
Come on, boy.
oh yes,
Be
yes.
about it.
And he goes like, okay. He does that like,
Is
oh
this
my goodness, shudder,
not
and then moves
the
on.
Opalescent Menagerie?
I'm sorry.
As he,
I'm
like,
sorry.
runs off.
Yeah. Scurries off to get you a drink and make your roll.
Deception?
Yeah, sure. Deception.
Yusuf's going to make an insight check just to see if he can pick up everything that's happening, because he is not good at this.
I give a glance to Feder with kind of like a, do you need me to trip him?
Oh, and I'm like, I just kind of like, no,
Okay.
we're like ramping it up, but we don't want to go that
Alright,
big. We
alright,
don't want to
alright.
go that big.
Alright.
21.
Okay. Yeah.
So insight of an 18,
sure.
if he sees this maneuver, he'll be like, I wonder if, and he's going to try and lead Fie the way that he's trying to direct her to go,
Okay.
and try and like be part of the team for once in his.
But you should be heading away from.
Yeah. However you're
I'm
trying to direct her to go.
I'm trying because my thought is that like they might be looking towards the two of you, and I want to make a big enough.
You'll put enough people in between us to
Yeah, and make a distraction
Yeah.
enough that would give you a chance to kind of
break line of sight.
break line of sight into
Which
another
is,
crowd.
Yeah, also why I'm maneuvering to be one of the people in the line.
Like they cross frame and then you guys are just gone.
Yeah.
On the other side.
So he's going to try and help facilitate that as best he can.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
oh, what's this? And like steer her in the
Oh, and
direction
she's just
that
like,
he's trying to push.
What do you see? What do you see? And she's like, tell me. I can interpret it for you.
If there's somewhere to go, he'll go. But if there's like just a corner with a plant, he'll be like, "What is
Yes,
this
yes.
plant? This is beautiful. I've never seen anything like this in this region."
You have not?
No.
I mean, it's a. She kind of tilts her head. Yeah, I mean,
God.
it's a plant. Yeah.
Fie the botanist, she could not give a shit.
And she takes a seat. If you catch this, you do. She takes a moment, flicks a switch. It must be meaningful. There must be something to it. What did you see? What did it speak to you? She gets getting close and just like leans into you and kind of. What did you see? What does it tell you? How does this plant speak to you? She is trying to figure out what is interesting about this,
Hang on.
but she's also like, her eyes are darting. Like,
Oh God, it's an 18 on the die. Okay.
she's rolled a 2 on this performance, so she's wavering, and you can tell. But she's trying her best to like
Seem
play-
interested.
Yeah, I mean, look at how the
Stems. They're quite
Stems.
like legs in a way.
indeed, and they hold the thing up. That's
Oh, man, if you don't jump right into pistols and stemons right now, you are missing a prime opportunity.
You know, it's
Please
funny.
do not start talking about nectar.
It's funny. Like, I've never seen a plant like this, and usually, do you know how plants reproduce? Have you ever learned about birds and bees and how they work?
well, yes, but that one plant doesn't go fuck another plant.
Correct. There are intermediaries that do it for them.
Although I heard you could jam one plant into another, and it just kind of keeps working.
Those
that
are
what you mean?
succulents.
Taslin passes by. Fucking
Like she is caught in this lie loop, and
Those are
is spiraling.
succulents that you're thinking of. Those are usually found in the desert, actually.
Succulents.
Yes.
As you walk by. And there is a bit of shifting and moving, a general crowd like shifting as a wave, as more people come in. Feder, as you're gearing up to kind of clock the other two,
Yeah.
you see 2 other people come in.
Oh, god damn it. I knew it was going to be this, and I'm still just like, oh, everybody's fucking here.
Everybody's
They're all
here. You see, tall and slender, with pastel yellow skin and curly black hair, streaked with white, with horns curving up back from her forehead, but not big enough to peek through a mop of hair. Large T's tattooed on the backs of both hands.
I knew it.
In a kind of different, like a suit, but a feathery suit with a kind of an elegant thing going on there.
See, they got the feathers. Always knockoffs.
Yeah.
Those two are always getting everybody else's fucking tables.
And in no change in outfit whatsoever, her partner Aegis, the Gith
Yankee?
Yeah, just in his battle gear, and everyone kind of just draw a lot of attention, at least Aegis does, which you have a maneuver you can make to, because now eyes have turned from these two from Kania over that way, and now they're starting to look like there's more of a stir. We got to kind of start beating around. So now they're trying to weave in and move around. So they're getting nearby again.
Okay.
So you have another maneuver with this distraction coming in for the last kind of more complicated
Here's
roll.
what I want to do, okay? Because I'm like waiting for the server to come back with the drink for Fie, right? So what I want to do, oh God, I'm really gonna, and I don't know if we want to put this into like stealth or acrobat, like however you want to adjudicate this. Now I'm gonna I want to try to draw House Temper's attention to me, and then move, and then have them like cinematically. It's like, so the party, as you rack focus to me for like what you see me out of focus. As you rack focus to me, I'm gone, and then you push a little farther, and it's the Blackguard. And I want to inadvertently force them to acknowledge each other.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just to like really set the two.
I thought it, and you said it. I was just like, oh,
yeah, to try to just because they're little fucking shit ass chaos gremlins,
Yeah.
and like they'll either go try to like, jerk them off for being cool, or like they'll start shit with them, and either one of those things is good for us. So
Yes. Performance. There is a mastery of the scenery that a performance requires that I would say would make this role a performance check.
Oh, that is one of the things do not have advantage on, or I'm not even proficient in it. Like there's no, this is just the die here, or I'm just going to reveal myself to everybody.
So, do you see? You notice people come in. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily know their significance, but you do see that they're a tiefling. A tiefling has come in with a person who, right? Like you haven't seen this race of person before. Like these are strange.
Didn't we talk about like who the Blackguard were? So like we would know who the three were, or what they looked like.
The Blackguard.
The people who just came in from
Yeah.
House Temper. If he
Those are
described
House
it, you would
Temper.
catch it.
Oh,
the Githyanki and the one with the T's.
I've described them to because we saw them back at Edgewater.
Yeah, those are the ones
Lissa
that
and I.
we wanted the two monks to
Yeah.
interbring with.
Yeah.
Okay, so then.
So I've talked about them enough that they would know.
yeah.
So then you clock that in there. So you notice there's a shift. You notice that there is a brief moment you see, kind of as time slows down, a time for action and a setup. You see that things could line up, and you see Feder doing something. And so depending on what you guys see and how you react in this one little moment, this like 3-second moment or 6-second moment, like
So when they actually came in, I turned Nax so he could see them, and kind of pointed them out while like brushing something off his shoulder, kind of thing, being like, so this is a blast from the past, might have to think fast. And then I just kind of like keep an eye on Feder to see like how it goes, and be ready to like step in with some type of performance if it goes wrong.
okay.
A stumble, a trip, whatever.
So yeah, I'm literally gonna just like, like as the drink comes back, and I'm like, it's about time, Ingrid, and I'm just gonna like almost like cunning action, like, just like as like people cross, I am just gonna try to just not be there.
Okay.
Be like, yeah, I'm gonna like do just enough of like berating this poor server again to try to make like a little bit of a. You'd be like, oh, thank God the realm has been restored. You finally have something decent to drink in this, proposed house of opulence, and then and then just gone.
Okay.
Oh. All right.
I'll tell you what. Roll an advantage, and I'll explain why in a moment. Based off of what you said, Nax is gonna do something.
This is this is a flat +3, which for me.
Oh man, I have a higher performance than you do.
Yeah, I am not kidded that way. All right, that's a 9/11. Never forget. So it's a 14. 14.
I rolled a nat 20 on performance
And what are you planning
to
on
try
doing?
and assist.
Well, I rolled with advantage.
you don't need to roll as an assist though.
If you were going to assist, yeah, you would have given advantage was given to him. So,
Okay, fair.
so it as you make to disappear, there was a bit of a scuffle and a little bit of a delay as Viscus looks forward, thinks she sees you, but then what? What is and then okay, and starts moving down as you part past. So it's a slight misconnection seeing the blackguard behind you.
Right.
Whereas you ended up being more recognizable just a little bit. But Nax happens to pass over near the two blackguard and just kind of bumps gently into the tall gaunt one I am so sorry. And the other one goes, piss off. It's oh, I will. And he just dusts off his thing and is oh, I'm sorry, your horn is, what's real, that's good, and moves on. And they're very annoyed at him. And he just moves on come, darling, we need to abuse a servant. And moves on. And you both pass by, and just the tall, gaunt-faced one just gives just this deep scowl, almost eyebrows curling, just hey, what the fuck? And you touch and go there, but they're distracted, and you.
So I'm going to sleight of hand here.
Oh yes.
I'm going to sleight of hand just a small firebolt, just as kind of under my arm kind of thing, just pew. Not
The quietest firebolt ever.
yeah, not
It's like a fart.
trying to seriously not trying to do any damage or anything like that, but just manage to catch an edge of his tunic or his cloak or something like that on fire. Just
All right. It starts to catch on the sleeve. He's oh, fucking shit, what is this? And he's distracted with it. But eyeing you directly is the other one. The shorter woman. Just she stares at you. And then just turns her attention and kind of puts it out. It's come on.
I'm going to catch her eye and with a just a wink roll deception as kind of just it wasn't me, but I see you looking at me. Nat 20, so 29 on deception.
She also scowls, but in the scowl you recognize she looks similar to the woman that you who offed herself underneath you.
Oh.
There's a resemblance.
Yeah.
And she scowls and then just moves on. And they're currently distracted. And you hear towards the entryway to the booth, to lead into the auditorium, you hear, "It is now time to get into the show." And the crowd moves. And the time for location is pretty much done for this section.
Before we move on, I'll just kind of mention to Nax as we get far enough away, and I'll be you wanted to know what happened to my clothes? One of their friends did.
Oh, those people. With the out-of-towners. Smirks. Fuck, everyone's here, aren't they?
Oh yes, quite a bit of people that are out that are invested in
He
mixed up in. Yeah, bringing me might not have been the best choice.
Au contraire, my dear. I think bringing you is the key to keeping this thing interesting. Let's see what kind of... He smirks and does a shudder of excitement. Let's see what kind of chaos we can ensue. And he holds his hand out and like his arm out for you to hold it and walk you in.
Yeah, I take it and I kind of like get real close, like morphing my side to his side, and I'm like, you really do know how to talk to a girl.
And so you get to go in.
I'm gonna just pull up to Fie and I'm gonna be like, so, we got House Temper here. Who knows what the fuck they're up to?
Oh.
We've also got a couple reps of Cania's Blackguard here.
Indeed.
Who knows who they're looking for? So there's a lot of underworld business happening all here. So
Seems very big to have none of our family around for it.
yeah, well, guess what? We're here for it. So just making sure you know what the score is.
Do we tell anyone? In the journal?
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
You saying this in front of me?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you see, she got serious when he mentioned
Just 'cause
Temper.
I
She
don't
knows
want-
family business.
Yeah, I don't want Fie to not know like what the cards are. Like,
Gotcha.
it will be worse for me later if she didn't know.
I'll give you a look like, do you want me to, like, jump in?
You keep doing your thing. Like, I'm just like, that's with my eyes. I'm like, you keep doing your thing. I hate to interrupt your evening with Yusuf here, but
Well,
we've got company. I just wanted to make sure you were aware.
We were just talking about pollination.
Fantastic.
oh yeah, riveting stuff.
All pistols and Stemmons, yeah, the whole way down.
Oh, you're bored, aren't you? I'm so sorry.
No, I'm not bored. I'm not bored at a 19, raw 19 roll. I'm not bored. I just, it's interesting. It takes a little bit to getting used to. Just plants and stuff, yeah, But anyways, why don't we go up with the crowd, get into our box seats, and discuss plant life more. Rods and
love
stems
to.
and stuff, yeah.
I enjoy botany very much. There are many plants, as like we walk off and
Yeah.
it fades out, there are many plants that can be used as aphrodisiacs, for instance.
Oh my god.
She isn't doing the leading you as aggressively, and Feder, you notice that, like,
Yeah,
she is.
I'm gonna let them get 2 steps in front of me. Here. I'm teeing you up, John. I'm teeing you up. I'm gonna let them like take 2 steps ahead of me, and then as we're walking, like right, almost about ready to end the door, I'm gonna do one last look around, and then I'm gonna take one last eye for detail check with everything in the lobby and see if there's one thing I didn't miss.
Okay.
5 becomes 10, 21.
21. Viscous has got a beat on you again as you reach the doorway. She sees you and is moseying in your direction just to kind of see where you go. The other two, the Blackguard, they aren't exactly moving with the crowd. They're looking at structure and talking amongst themselves and trying to pretend like they're moving with interest in the crowd, but they are scheming. And with Viscous, her intent seems more along the lines of excitement, just general like, oh, hey, not necessarily malicious, but more of, well, let's see how a friendly rival is.
Mm-hmm.
But the more concerning thing is the 2 agents of Katie in the back are also blocking shut the doors to the Opalescent Menagerie. As the last of the crowd gets shuffled in and people get sent to their box seats, people get sent to their things. That is what you see.
Yep, a lot of pieces moving and a lot of big bad things brewing. But I'm not sure I'd have it any other way. Anywho, it's time for me to make like a frog guy and, walk out the door on my 2 legs. Don't worry, I won't be gone too long. Before you know it, I'll be back right here in this very spot, drinking your tavern dry and telling you more of these demon days.
That's where we'll end it.
Oh boy. Fire in the theater, everybody.
Oh, God.
Exits blocked.
Where'd they get them? Central casting? No.
More like Dixie Weber.
I mean, you really don't. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard Drew be like, come on, central casting.
God.
Get it together.
Yeah, well, hee tee hee.
I just hate when I get booked for something and then the same people send me, can you work today? I'm like, I'm already working, you jackass. For you.
Yep.
Or when they sent you the availability thing 3 times for the same
God.
thing, even though you responded to it already.
Yep. And so, excuse me.
No dying.